Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Locker Room. And today we've got another special guest joining us today. It is Dixon High School's very own Grady Adams. Grady, thanks for joining us today,
Yes,
man.
sir. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we've been trying to get this to happen for a while. Finally got it to happen. You, of course, are play near to us. You're kind of tight with some of the guys that I go to school with every day and everything, and got connected. And yeah, I've watched you play a couple times, and after watching you play, I thought to myself, I'm like, man, I gotta have this guy on. So yeah, thank you so much for doing this
Yes,
today.
sir. Yes, sir.
So, kind of to start this thing off, just as a little introduction for maybe those people who don't know you as much as others. First question I'll ask you right out the gate is, for those that don't know you, how would you describe yourself, both just on the court and off the court?
On the court, I'd say I like to be a leader on the court, just keeping everything fun, but also want to be a competitor at the same time, and just keeping all my teammates are in the game, just kind of like that guy. Then off the court, I say everything ties into sports. I feel like even if I'm just watching it or just practicing or working out, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm usually just on the game
Yeah,
playing Madden.
absolutely. That's fair. That's fair. Uh, when did you first start playing basketball, and what would you say kind of just got you into playing basketball in the first place?
I think I started taking it I started playing, I think, 5th grade, but I think I started taking it seriously in, like, 7th grade, and I really got into it because my stepdad married my mom, and before that, I had, no sports players in my whole family, and my dad, he originally played soccer, but he always was into basketball and was always watching LeBron whenever he's on the Cavs, and it just kinda got me into it, just watching it with him, and then he started training me, and I just fell in love with it after that.
Yeah, that's fair. Would you say that he maybe is your biggest influence in your basketball journey so far, or is there anybody else that sticks out that has helped you?
Yeah, I definitely say him just because he got me into it, and he pushes me every day. But also my grandpa, because he's always been in basketball. He played for Dixon. He's won a conference title with them at Dixon, like one of many or one of few at Dixon.
Right.
So he always talks about that. But yeah, I'd probably say my grandpa.
Yeah. What is something about you that maybe for people that either do or don't know you that you don't think people would expect about you?
Uh, mm, Probably I'm kind of like antisocial, unless I know you and we
Yeah.
got something in common, like kind of like me and you, we're talking about sports.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably say yeah.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. I feel like I'm the same exact way. That's
Yeah.
exactly how I describe myself. Let's talk a little bit about Dixon High School basketball and the season. I think the biggest narrative that people will draw that just maybe aren't familiar with you guys, they'll look at the record 8-18, and they'll just try to immediately judge in the narrative and be like, oh, they really probably weren't that great of a basketball
Mhm.
team. But I, first of all, would be quick to erase that narrative. I want to say, the first time that I did watch you guys this season, because Southwest did not play Dixon this year, was of course the Christmas tournament, and the first game you guys played was North Side, right?
Mhm.
And that was a game that went into, was it
Yeah,
one
double
overtime,
overtime.
double overtime?
Mhm.
Yes, it was an absolutely insane game. That game was the one, of course, at the end of the night, since Northside was, of course, hosting the tournament. But just as a little bit about the season, you guys did make the playoffs,
Mhm.
and little known fact, it was the first time you guys have made the playoffs since the 2019 and 2020 season.
Yep.
So obviously, big congrats to that. But what what do you think that says about the team's growth of just over time not finding that much success, now this year being able to find success and get back into the playoffs?
I think it shows that we're definitely improving, and it shows that we're definitely working hard. Like, we're not just accepting that we're Dixon and we're going losing record every year. We're trying to get above that, and I feel like we've all taken it personal. Just we really don't have anything to lose when we play a team, so it's just like why not go out there and just try to be the best team we can. But I think making the playoffs definitely showed everybody that we're on the uprise for sure.
Was there maybe a specific moment in the season that you can say, yeah, this team clicked, and and maybe collectively everybody realized, like, yeah, we can find success and actually play some good basketball this year?
I think it was a Northside game. Even though we lost, that was a good game. We all stayed together, and I remember in overtime that game, the first overtime, I think we were down by like 6 with like 30 seconds left,
Yes.
and we didn't quit, and
Yes.
we made a 3, then Noah got fouled, and he made all 3, and that was second overtime, but it definitely showed us that we can stay in games with good teams, because Northside was a good team this year,
Absolutely.
and we could compete with anybody in our conference. So I think that showed everybody that we could.
And I mean, for those unfamiliar with your conference had Northside,
Mhm.
Croatan, West Carteret, Havelock, who exploded at
Yeah,
the end of the season. I mean, it's not like you guys were in a conference that had zero talent. Like, you
yeah.
guys had a lot of talent in your
Mhm.
conference. But how big would you say it was for the program and the school in general to make it back to the playoffs for the first time since the 2019 or the 2020 season?
I think it was a big accolade. Just, I mean, obviously we lost in the first round, but it was just the way that we got there. Leading up to this season, I guarantee no one expected us to. The record didn't show it, but we had some good wins and some good games. So yeah, I think it spoke volumes to that.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say was your personal favorite moment from this season?
Uh, I'd probably say our rival was Topsail
Right?
High School, and we went and played them. I think it was either early December or late November, but going into the 4th quarter, we were down by 16, and like I said, like that Northside game, we just didn't quit, and
Yeah.
we came back all the way, and we ended up winning by 1, and I don't like Topsail, so it was a good moment to beat them.
Kind of just the narrative I'm kind of drawing is resiliency and the non quit factor from that
Mhm.
team. Where would you say that comes from? That ability to not quit and to really just, no matter what the deficit is, for you guys to be able to just stay focused and stay dial in and to give a battle all the way until the final buzzer.
I think it definitely goes back to how our team is like a family, and obviously you don't want to let your family down. So there's no reason to quit, even if you are like going through a bad patch in the game. And then second factor I'd say is probably definitely our coaching. Just the practices that we have, it prepares us to, even if it's 2 hours into practice and you still got to run these certain amount of sprints, you got to push through. Because if you don't make it, then you're gonna let your team down. So I think it ties into games too.
You mentioned the fact that the team was like a family,
Mhm.
and that I think that's one of the most important characteristics that people can give for a team. At least successful teams are teams that, you know, treat each other like family. Where do you think that comes from, and the ability to have chemistry with not just, maybe a couple guys, but the ability to have it with all the guys? And how much better does that make your program, just let alone no matter your skill brings to the table?
I think it makes it a lot better. Like you said with the skill thing, even if you don't got a lot of skill players, if you play together, then it's hard to beat that. And I feel like a lot of it comes from off the court, what we do off the court in the locker room, and just a lot of together moments when it's not on the court. I feel like that makes you stronger as a team on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. What for you was one game that you wish you could go back and replay if you could?
Um, Probably our playoff game. Uh, we lost by I think 15, but it was a close game the whole game. But I feel like I could have shot the ball better, and just going back and knowing how they play zone and all that, I feel like if we went back, we'd win that game. And yeah, it kind of just stays in my head. But yeah, I probably said that game.
What would you say, kind of just as you look back on this past season? Because of course you are a junior, so you're going to get to play again next year. But what would you say was just what would you say defined the team the most, and what made this year so special for you?
Uh, well, in my opinion, I think this team was my favorite team that I've played on, just because of how together we were, just as off the court and on the court. But yeah, I'd probably just say my teammates and how we all were a family, like I said earlier. So yeah.
Yeah. So you averaged 10, 2 and 2 a game. How would you evaluate your season, and what's maybe something that you think you could have done better looking back?
Um, I think I want to call it an off year, but I know I can do a lot better just because I know I work hard and there's always room to grow. And one thing I think I could do better is just be more of a leader and take pride in defense and just do the little things. I think I definitely improved on that for my sophomore and freshman year. But like I said, there's always room to grow. So I feel like as a leader on this team and as an upcoming senior, I feel like I need to take pride in stuff that can make the team better.
What part of your game do you think improved the most?
I say my defense, and I wouldn't call it a part of the game, but being a leader, I feel like I stepped up in that level in that criteria. But yeah,
What's something that you're working on heading into next year that you just absolutely just want to get better at?
definitely defense. Like in AAU games coming up, and like today, I'm gonna take pride in defense because I know that my team needs that at Dixon. Um, and then just shooting. I know I'm a good shooter, but I feel like I need to shoot at a higher clip, at a higher percentage. So just always room to grow. So I feel like I can improve on a lot of things.
How important is this time of year for you? You're kind of in the off season phase, but I mean, I don't even know if you can call it that because even though you aren't playing school ball,
Mhm.
like we talked about, you're playing in a lot of tournaments and stuff. But how important to you is this year, and how important is it to have the time to work on the small things, like you said, and get better to where you can ultimately prepare yourself for your senior year, which you'll be able to look back and say that was the most important year of my career, and I was as
Mhm.
ready as I could be going into it.
That's kind of how I look at it. Just like I want to, when that first jump ball comes, I just want to know that I worked hard this summer and I was ready for the moment for my senior year and kind of use that my breakout year. But I feel like a lot of people, the off season comes and they're just like, yeah, the season's over. I can just like chill out now.
Take a break,
I
yeah.
don't got practice every day now. Like all the work is optional. And I feel like if you're working when it's optional, then that's gonna like lead to your next step, and it's gonna be a big step. So what Dixon does, what my coach Matt does, is he has this 5,000 make club. So it's just what you got to do is every time you work out, you got to track your makes and misses and put it in the group chat, showing you're outside and showing your stat or showing your tracking stuff like that. And then whoever gets the most gets I think 5,000 gets a short sleeve shirt, and then 10,000 and up and above goes to higher quality shirts. So that's like that's really like our main goal in the off season, making sure everybody's ready for because we all got the same common goal, just coming towards that.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure that's great motivation. But to you, what would you say is the thing that motivates you to keep getting better?
Uh, I feel like I've gotten so much better over the years. There's just no reason to stop. So I know my parents told me like they're not gonna be able to pay for college. So I feel like that's kind of my way out. It's just getting into college that way and then finding a way to get a degree out of that. So I feel like that definitely motivates me too.
And then when people kind of ask you about your your playing traits and the way that you play, do you see yourself as more of a scorer, a playmaker, or just an all around guard in general?
Uh, I say I'm all around, but uh, I'll probably say I'm a scorer
That's fair. Okay,
because
that's
I mean
fair.
I like to score. I feel I can get it a lot of different ways. Even if I'm known as a 3 point shooter, but I can definitely get to the basket and stuff like that. Get to the free throw line. So everything I do ties into scoring.
Why did
How you
that?
feeling about the Commanders this season coming up?
I like what we've done. I like the moves that we've made. I like that we've gotten younger for sure. I
Mhm.
think that was our biggest problem.
Yeah.
I like the vets that we had for sure, guys like Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz, but um, the team just needs to be younger.
Mhm.
That's the direction that we need to go. So, and
Yeah.
that's for the way. That's definitely the way that they've looked. So, I think free agency was great.
Mhm.
Signed a lot of good guys. Signed a lot of underrated guys. I think nobody like we didn't sign a lot of superstars or make any big splashes. We just kind of got chipped away and got a bunch of just
Yeah.
guys that not a lot of people are probably familiar of, but that can actually play ball. And then having the 7th overall pick in the draft, like
Yeah, that's a good
excites
draft
me.
too,
That
yeah.
excites me a lot. I debate every day what I want him to do. Like part of me wants Jeremiah Love if he falls. The other part of me wants Caleb Downs if he's there
Mhm.
because he's such a baller. And then like I thought we were going to go edge rusher too for the longest time, but the way that I mean we signed a lot of edge rushers, so I'm not now I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if they want to do that. So everything's teeing up to be either Jeremiah Love or I think receivers not like that Carnell Tate kid from Ohio
Yeah.
State. I think he could be there too, but who you a fan of
I'm a
NFL
Ravens
wise?
fan.
You're a Ravens fan?
Yeah. Ever since Lamar got drafted, I've been a Ravens
That's
fan.
fair. How are you feeling whenever that Crosby trade got
Part of me is like, we saved 2 first rounders and we got Trey Henderson, but he's kinda I think he's like 29, right? 29, 30.
yeah, right around there.
So, I think Max Crosby's like 24, 25. So
Yeah.
and he's really good. So when it happened, I was super excited, but then when it didn't happen, it took me a couple of days to like really like look over the trade.
Right.
But it kinda like reassured me whenever they signed him.
Well, I was thinking like whenever it officially got backed out but whenever Baltimore backed out, I knew it had to have been his physical or a medical
Mhm.
reason. So I was like, okay, well, let's see for them. So my mind immediately jumped to, I was like, okay, so now they're just going to go sign Trey Hendrickson because he was still there.
Mhm.
And then you get your 2 first-round picks back.
I feel
So
like that's a
so it's like, okay, now you kind of want because
yeah.
nobody else was willing to do that. I
Mhm.
mean, like, so, and then yeah, so I was like, yeah, I think that's more of a win than
Yeah.
anything. You get your 2 back and then
We lost a lot of people though.
you did, but I mean, I think that was more of they were definitely playing it because I think they were more specifically kinda they had to have been waiting for the Crosby trade to get official and play
Mhm.
around that, but I mean, even then, I feel like y'all are still a great football team. You didn't really have a lot of like areas you needed to address aside from the fact like everybody was hurt last year
Yeah.
for the most
Yeah,
part. So
Lamar
like
being out killed us.
yeah, exactly. So like if you as long as you just stay as long as they stay healthy, like and like they're going to be fine. And then
Yeah.
they went out and they made their splash. They signed Trey Hendrickson. So you add that to the defense and
Mhm.
then add in a couple. I think they signed maybe a couple pieces
Yeah.
and then. Like I think your best player that you lost was probably Isaiah Likely,
Yeah.
maybe.
We lost a lineman too, I forget who.
Oh, Tyler Lindenbaum. Yes,
Yeah.
the center. Yes, I wanted
Yeah.
Washington to sign him so bad. Um, yeah, now that I think about it, that is a
Yeah, that
huge loss.
and
But
our O-line was not that good already,
yeah,
so
it just dealing with injuries and stuff. But
yeah.
I guess that's what you can. Why you have the draft? Maybe you can
Yeah.
turn around because I mean, Baltimore didn't make the playoffs, so they're going to be sitting around kind of like that middle of the first round.
Mhm.
So maybe you can find somebody in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I think it's more interesting that Crosby's
Yeah,
sticking
that
with
definitely was, like, crazy, just
yeah,
that happening.
and now it's turning around and I mean, because they specifically more than anybody were playing off of the Crosby trade because they went out and signed like a bunch of different guys,
Mhm.
like paid the Ravens old center a bunch of money and then signed all those
Yeah.
guys, and now you technically get Crosby back, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to play in
Yeah.
Vegas, and I look back and trade Geno, and
I think my one team that I think is gonna be good this year is the Raiders, like, they've been making a lot of moves.
I mean, you got the first overall pick, and
You got Ashton Genty.
you got Ashton Jenny, Brock Bowers, you draft Mendoza.
That's a good team.
You got Trey Tucker
Dante
there,
Thornton.
Dante Thornton. You're probably or you signed Jalen Naylor. Like that team's not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought, and then you're playing off of like Denver's good. Chargers are probably gonna still be decently good.
Mhm. And then what's happening
And
with
then,
Patrick Mahomes?
well, because Pat tore his ACL towards the end of this
Mhm.
in the season, so it's going to be interesting
And
to
they
see
just
if he
signed,
makes it back.
they signed Justin
And they
Fields.
traded for Justin Fields. Yep, that's exactly. So that's why. And that tells me that they're. I mean, he's going to be their backup, but at the same time, I just think they're prepping for Mahomes not to be ready for the
they're
start
prepping for playing without him.
because he wants to be ready for week 1. He's been said that, but I'm like, I
Yeah.
just don't know how you come back
Yeah, from
and like that
ACL.
quick from an ACL tear
Yeah.
to be ready week 1. I mean, if he does it, then like, well,
I'm
first
not
of all, good for
I wouldn't
him,
be
but
surprised because just the things that he's
I
done.
mean, he's Patrick Mahomes. Like
Yeah.
he finds more and more ways to impress me as his
Yeah.
career goes. But I think more than I think he just knows that the spot that they're in, like it's no longer just solely their division. Like Denver's
Exactly.
good again, and
Yeah.
Chargers are good again, and like Vegas is going to be nice if they stay where they're at in the next
Yeah.
couple of years. Like they're just going to keep building up, and if Mendoza's actually, I think that's just the biggest question: is Mendoza actually going to be like
Yeah, how he'll translate.
he's first. I think he's first round, like good, but like you put him in a quarterback class that was like 2 years ago with Caleb, Jaden,
Yeah, nah.
Bo. Like
He might be
he
second
might be
rounder,
second
yeah.
round. You're exactly right. So, but I don't know. Maybe I like him a lot. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be them. And then when I did when I started my normal show, I had the Giants as like one of my sleeper teams for that year because I
Mhm.
liked all the talent that they had, and
And
I
then had
really
the
liked
injuries.
Jackson Dart. And
Yeah.
now, I mean, they got hurt. They were playing great, and then Neighbors got hurt.
Scatterbo got hurt.
Scatterbo got hurt, and now you're coming into the season with John Harbaugh. You signed a bunch of free agents,
Mhm. They got Likely.
and then they added Likely. Neighbors will come back. Scatterbo's going to come back.
They got
People
Wan'Dale
are saying
Robinson.
actually no, they lost Wan'Dale
Oh, they did?
Robinson to the Titans, yes, because
Oh, yeah.
he went with Brian Dable. I think that was his main guy because Dable got fired from New York, and then I thought he was going to take over as Buffalo's head coach,
Mm.
honestly, because I knew Josh Allen liked him
Yeah.
a lot, but he's Tennessee's new OC running their offense, so
Yeah.
which good for him. He had a great season, but
Feel bad for Cam Ward down there.
I mean, look, Titans made them some moves too, and then you got Robert Saleh coming in for. I think he
Mhm.
deserved to be a head coach again. He
Yeah.
did. I just think. The Jets will never be successful.
Yeah.
They have to be cursed.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to get a good fresh start in Tennessee. And Cam Ward didn't like. I think he can be really good. I don't
Yeah,
think he's going to
definitely.
blow anybody away, like be a Patrick Mahomes type
Yeah.
guy, but like I think he can be good if you surround him with like the best weapons. Even
Yeah.
though like Washington just took their tight end, Chigo Conquo was their tight end, who's like if you put like he's like a wide receiver that plays tight end. It's
Mhm.
almost like DK playing wide receiver. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how I compare Chig to. Um, we took him, but other than that, like they added a bunch of good guys, and then they're in the South. So which Jacksonville and Houston are still good, and then Indy, if they can get healthy, and if Daniel Jones stays as good as he was,
Yeah.
then like NFL's in a good spot. There are a lot of
Yeah.
teams that are like kind of just like right there, waiting to peek over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited. But
Yeah.
Washington, like I think I think as long as Jaden stays healthy, in the way that you look at it too, like eventually when the Niners cut Ayuk, we'll probably sign him. Like we'll probably be the only team willing to sign him just because of all that he's done.
Mhm.
Give him a little cheap deal. Jacksonville wants to trade Brian Thomas Jr. I guess they've been listening to calls because Jacoby Myers went down there and balled out.
Yeah.
But then I look at I think the Rams also want to trade Devontae too.
Yeah. He's
And
getting old. He's like
but
30.
yeah, and then so it's interesting because my uncle, I had a conversation with him about possibly trading for him, and then he was like, "Well, he's old and everything," and then I was like, he led the NFL in touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's
But
feeling
that
off.
LA Rams system, like their offensive system,
It's
is just
nasty.
it's so
And
crazy.
Stafford is so good.
Yeah.
Like that McDuffie trade, they traded for Trent McDuffie from from Kansas City. Like I seriously think like
They're trying to get
they're the
Stafford a
favorites.
ring.
They are the favorites. I mean, he already got one from 22. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, just give him one more and let him like. He's already a Hall of Famer. Like he's already like one of the best quarterbacks. But like, just let him have that fairy tale ending of ending on a Super Bowl. Like that would
that'd be crazy,
it would be perfect. And then, but I think they're really wanting to trade Devontae because the whole Puka's going to need to get paid.
Different.
So like, and then Puka's just an absolute.
I've heard a lot of people say like Puka isn't as good as people play it out to be just because of the way he's put in that system,
which is
but it's just like
dumb.
That's just a
dumb
terrible
argument.
take.
That is a dumb narrative to take. I mean, he's so athletic and like it's crazy. But yeah, the Rams would have to be currently my. Even though Seattle just won it and New England and all them people, like Seattle's my favorite.
What do you think about them
now.
getting rid of Kenneth Walker?
Well, I just don't think they had the money to pay him. I mean,
true.
Kind of
Because he was
looking
on a
at
rookie contract, right?
yeah. So he just finished out his rookie deal, and then just how the market is, and then he kind of coming off of winning the Super Bowl MVP and having the performance that he did in the playoffs and the regular season, like. I think they were just kind of looking at it like, we've got, like, they're going to have to pay JSN probably next year.
Yeah, they got rid of Tariq Woolen.
And then they lost out on Tariq Woolen to Philly of all teams.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, just my luck. I wanted Washington to go after him, but because that's another thing that we need to do is address another DB because we cut Lattimore.
Yeah.
Which I like that move, but yeah, he's going to go play again. Like he's going to be he's going to be what they wanted Pacheco to be, but like 10 times better.
Yeah.
And now, but and then Pacheco, like he's in a good spot going to Detroit. So
you think so?
I think so. Like it's
Jahmyr Gibbs is different.
Yeah, he is. But like I think I mean you trade David Montgomery and then you kind of get like David. You
get rid of the power back.
You kind of get rid of a power back, but then you gain one for probably cheaper in Pacheco, and then I think that it's going to allow Jahmyr to do more, like, but also like when you get down to like a 3rd and 2, like just give it to Pacheco and let him bulldoze ahead for 3 yards.
Yeah,
because I mean that's all he does. He's not an explosive back, but he's a bulldozer, and
once he gets out of that hole, then
he's gone. Yeah. But that's for sure. So you'll be participating in our 2-minute drill. And of course, I would like to think that everybody who's watched knows what it is. But just in case you haven't been watching the 2-minute drill, it's more, you kind of would know the 2-minute drill more from football rather than something like basketball. But it's our version of rapid fire. What we do is I will start a 2-minute timer on my phone. And I've got a list of rapid fire questions. That is, if I could pull them up. Yep, there they are. It's 1 through 100 questions. And these questions really have nothing to do with sports. It's just kind of just basic rapid fire. And it's a pretty simple goal. You get 5 numbers to pick from. And you just have to try and answer those 5 within 2 minutes. So, and you'll space it out. So you'll just name your first number. I'll read the basic question. You answer it, and then we'll go off of there. So if that makes sense, you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. What is your first number?
All right, 5.
5. What is the best movie you've seen more than 5 times?
Probably Like Mike.
Like Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your second number?
19.
19. Are you a morning shower guy or a night shower?
I do both.
Okay, that's fair.
Because like I gotta have my shower to sleep, but I gotta have my shower to wake up.
I like that a lot. What's your third number?
39.
39. Let's see. What's your most used slang word? Interesting.
Probably merch.
Okay, that's fair. What's your fourth number? I think that's what it is.
Yes. 51.
51. Favorite season of the year?
Summer.
Summer. All
Yeah.
right. And then your last number,
It was 71.
71. Would you rather never wait in line or never hit traffic?
Never hit traffic.
All right. Yep. That's fair. And there you go. 52 seconds left to spare. So you
Time to
crushed that,
spare.
dude. You crushed that, man. So way to go. You completed it. There you go. And then we're going to bounce back to our next game that we like to play. This is the game though that everybody seems to enjoy the most. It's a great one. I credit Dude Perfect for giving me this. So there, I'll throw this out there. Dude Perfect. There you go. We call this gas station pick me up. So the way that I like to tee this up for the guest is you're on a long car ride and kind of right in the middle, you stop to fill up the car. Your parent stops to fill up the car and you walk inside the gas station. You stop at a Wawa, a Sheetz, doesn't matter, but you want to get a pick me up and you can choose one drink and one snack. So it can be like a candy, it can be a something chip wise or anything, but what is your gas station pick me up? So a drink and then your one snack.
For my drink on a long trip, I'll probably pick 2.
That's fine. Yeah.
Probably a water,
Okay.
and then everybody says I'm weird for this, but, like,
Oh gosh.
I get, like, not like a big gallon, but, like, a little thing of milk,
Okay.
but then that goes in my snack, and I get some cookies. 'Cause
Okay. So
cookies
milk
and
and
milk is that's my go-to.
that's my brother. You sound like my brother a lot. That's what he loves. But I mean,
But then if I need, like,
okay.
a sweet snack, I'm always gonna go with Gushers.
Okay. All right.
That's
That's
my
fair.
favorite
I love
snack.
Gushers. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Cool. 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 So kind of bouncing back to something basketball related. I give my guests an opportunity to list their dream. It can be both NBA and college teams. So for you, basketball wise, who is your dream NBA team that you could play for and your dream college team that you could play for?
Uh, Dream NBA team, I've always been a Hawks fan,
Okay.
so I'll probably go with the Hawks, and then college, I think everybody knows North Carolina.
Duh. Has to be. That's great. Back to back Carolina. I actually think no. So back to back Carolina answers for our college because we had Cannon McBride,
Then
Brandon Monk, and now you.
yep.
So awesome. Yes, that's great. We love Carolina love on here. But and then Hawks need of a point guard right now after losing on Trae Young. There you
Yeah.
go. You can go do it. So it's funny. So we'll kind of dive back into this. This is where I told you we would have this discussion. So we were talking March Madness before we started recording. So I said I was going to kind of we'll get to the good stuff right whenever we start talking about dream teams. But so as we are recording this right now, round 2, day 1 of round 2 is currently going on.
Yep.
A couple games already went final and everything. But what I'll ask you is for your final 4, your national championship, and your winner. So if you remember which we were talking about it. So what is your final 4, your final 2, your national championship, and who do you think is going to win it all?
All right, so my final 4, I got Michigan State, Houston, Arizona, Michigan.
Yep.
And then for my national championship game, I got Arizona versus Michigan State.
Okay.
And then I got Arizona winning.
Okay. All right. So very similar to mine.
Yeah.
The final one that I decide, because everybody makes a million brackets, but the one that I'm picking from is already probably destroyed like everybody else's.
Yeah.
But my final 4 is still alive. So ours is very similar. I've got Arizona, Michigan, like you said, and then I've got, instead of MSU, I've got Kansas and I've got Houston. And then for my national championship, I've got Houston versus Arizona. And then winning it all, I've got Houston.
Ooh.
So
It's not a bad
yes,
pick.
yes, but like Arizona's nasty, and it would not shock me if they won it all at all. But
Arizona, I think it's just different this year.
I know that's exactly how I feel. Like, and then, but I'm so scared to pick a 1 because I believe all 1s made Final 4 last year, which led, of course, Florida winning it all this year. So like I'm like that just feels like it's just.
And what I've been saying to everybody is I feel like you can't. I know UConn isn't good this year, but I feel like UConn can always make like a national championship run.
Yeah, that's That's fair.
Just with Dan Hurley, yeah.
Yeah, it's you when you have a coach like Dan Hurley, like you can never count UConn out for sure. But it's fun. I was having that discussion with another person the other day because I, spoiler alert, I did have them losing in this round of 32 to UCLA. So, and I think they play that game tomorrow. So it'll be interesting. But I think you're 100% right that it just takes those teams that have like the coaches, like we were talking about, and I was asking if you think High Point has any chance to beat Arkansas, but then you look at Arkansas and you're like, they were talented, but then you have a coach like John Calipari, who, as much as I don't like him, like he's so good in these situations. So like it's going to be for sure to see these teams that that could have the possibility of making a run, and how it really shows how good coaching is during this time. So sticking with coaching though, this is now that I know that you are a Carolina guy, I want your opinion because I have mine and I think I know what I'm going to ask you. What do they need to do with Hubert Davis?
I don't know. Personally, I think we should fire him.
Okay, I agree with you.
But it's just like so hard because he's done good things, but he's also done a lot of bad things. Like,
yes.
He made it to the national championship, but he also blew a 15-point lead.
Yes.
So it's just kind of like, I'm just like in the middle because I like Hubert.
Me too.
But like, I'm trying to win some games.
I also like winning. Yes, absolutely. So
I think you look for somebody else.
Yeah, I'm on a show, 2 Minutes and Six Pack. If you haven't watched it, please check it out every Sunday. And we have some UNC guys that are on the show, Chris Rayner, Steve Goodson, and then we're all in a group chat and we were having this discussion after the game. And then of course online social media, like it's the discussion happening everywhere. Like the thing that I always tell people is like, yes, Hubert did make a national championship in his first year coaching at that. And like, yes, I do absolutely give him props to coaching that team. That was Roy Williams' team. He built that team up before he retired. Like it had, you could go back and look at the talent that team had too. Like, and the man can recruit too. Hubert, he can definitely recruit. He gets great guys in here. But I know a report came out today from Pete Thamel, who's the college insider, that I think Bubba Chandler and Hubert, they're going to talk about him and the future of basketball, and a decision will be made in the coming days. But I'm with you. Like I've seen, it's been an interest. Like it's back-to-back years of losing in the first round. This year to VCU, last year Ole Miss. You didn't even make the tournament at all in 23, the year after we went to the national championship. Like, I like the guy. He's a great recruiter, but I think it's time for some change. So I'll ask you this. I'll see if you have a name for it. But if they do ultimately fire him, who would you probably put at like the top of your list of maybe like a top candidate?
I was on Twitter and I saw this, and like, I don't know how true it is, but it was this one guy talking about how he thinks Brad Stevens.
Yes.
And I was thinking, like, that's such a big name because he's coached the Celtics for a long time.
And Butler. NIL, and Butler. We beat Butler. He's taking Butler to the national championship.
So I don't know how true that speculation is, but if that happened, that'd be so good for the program.
Yeah, I know because I've seen that narrative too, and I think he said that he would be interested in it. So definitely him for sure. But I have to feel like it'd be hard for him to leave the Celtics. So maybe if you had a name too from like maybe the college scene, maybe a current coach somewhere, or just anybody in general, a coach somewhere that you would think. Because I mean, you got to, somebody may be coaching like a really, really good team right now, but I feel like a lot of people would be dumb to, and that's not me. This is not me trying to be biased, but like you see the opportunity to coach North Carolina pop up. Like it's almost like Duke or somebody famous, like historically wise for basketball like that. So who do you think maybe like in the coaching world of college coaching of basketball?
Are you saying like anybody coaching? Like
it can be anybody. I mean,
because to be honest, I don't really know who's like just got fired.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, for sure. Like it can be a current college coach. Like I'll even like. I saw somebody throw out the name Dan Hurley, but like I even then, like I kind of took a second. I was like, well,
I don't think he like fit the code. Like
I agree. Yes,
That's kind of like I feel like he's that someone of UConn. Like that's Dan Hurley now. Like
yes, and then like I think he was in the running for a couple years ago for the Lakers spot
yeah,
before they went
that
to
was
JJ Redick.
yeah,
Like, and I think he ended up just staying. So like
yeah.
that one didn't make sense to me. Um, I believe, and I might get this name wrong, and this would be horrible as me being a basketball guy, but Tommy Lloyd, I think, is the current coach at Arizona. I think
Mhm.
that's his name.
Yeah.
His name got thrown in there as a potential guy. So, like, I think there are some good college guys out there. I didn't know if you had like one in mind specifically, but um, but I feel like if they do decide to move on, like, I'm expecting like a slam dunk hire. Like, it's
Yeah.
Carolina basketball. Like,
Well, if
you,
I had to pick anybody, I'd probably say Houston's coach. I like him a lot.
yes,
I think it's something Sampson.
yes.
I can't remember the name, but I think he's a really good coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. But that's where we'll leave the college talk. We'll see what happens. I think a lot and that will have to end up tying into it too is decisions that some players would make. Like I don't know, Caleb Wilson maybe should come back and play
I
another
don't know.
year.
He loves the school, so
Says he loves the school and loves to tease that he's coming back for another year. And I feel like
yeah.
it'd only be right since he got hurt and didn't even get to play at
He
the end of the
hasn't.
season at
He was
all.
good, but I don't want to say he hasn't done anything, but like he was good, but he hasn't done anything up until the NCAA champ or tournament.
Yes.
So
No, for
I
sure.
feel like
No,
knowing
I
him, I feel
agree.
like he should.
He's due to come back and play. But we'll talk about something that you're going to be playing in and that I'm going to be actually kind of sort of a part of. Actually, well, I should say very much a part of, and I can't wait for. The HoopTown Classic is
Mhm.
coming up and will be whenever this episode drops will be this upcoming weekend. Of course, it'll be at Southwest High School. It's a tournament put on by some of Southwest's coaches, including former locker room guest, past guest, Coach Monk, Brandon Monk, and his whole staff and a bunch of his guys. They put on this tournament, and a lot of the best guys from all around the area get to come and play in the tournament, including the man sitting next to me who's going to be playing in this one. And this is not, of course, your first time being part of the HoopTown Classic. So I'll just ask you, what is it like coming back and being able to play in the HoopTown Classic again?
I think it's definitely an honor coming back to it because it's a new thing, and I definitely like it because I mean it's really just a lot of talent from Onslow. So I think it's a really good thing. I'm proud to play in it.
Absolutely. The cool thing about this tournament for sure in my opinion is it gives guys like you the opportunity to maybe play with guys that you don't
Yeah.
typically play with and everything like that. So for you as a player, what's it like being able to play with guys that you just really aren't, used to playing with and being teammates with and getting to, you know, play with their talent and, be all around those guys?
I think it's good because, like you said, everybody doesn't have the opportunity to play with everybody, and I feel like a lot of great basketball minds they click really easily, and it's just really fun once you're playing and everything's clicking. So I feel like, and a lot of my obviously not all my friends go to Dixon, so just being able to play with everybody from around Onslow is really good.
Yeah. Now the other side of it is the ones that you don't get to play with, you get to play against.
Mhm.
So maybe there are some guys that either A, you have played against and you're just, kind of you're used to playing against them and kind of just enjoy seeing that side of the competition again. But
Mhm.
then again, maybe there are some guys that you've never played against and that you get the opportunity to play against for the first time. So what's it like being able to also see a lot of other talent that maybe you aren't playing with, but playing against?
It's definitely a challenge
Yeah,
going against them, but I feel like it makes everybody better,
right.
and it's something to look forward to. And it's even playing in a game, it's always gonna be a good game with all the talent that's in that hoop town. So yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I encourage everybody that can please come out and watch the Hooptown Classic. It literally is an event that goes on. Would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Coming just information off my brain. You get to see literally age groups from 4th grade up to 12th grade. So JV teams play, varsity teams play, middle school teams play. There's a lot of great talent on Showcase in order that you get to see. And schedules and stuff will be posted as we get closer and closer. And like I said, there's a lot of great talent that's going to be involved with this tournament, and you absolutely do not want to miss it. So please come out to Southwest High School. You'll see me there. You'll see him there. You'll see a lot of guys that you're probably familiar with from this channel being there. So please, for sure, come out and watch the tournament for sure. Diving back, talking about some Dixon basketball, kind of just talking again about this year. What do you think, to you, in your opinion, made this team so special?
Um, Probably just how good we clicked through adversity and how everybody had the same goal, same common goal. Even when we had injuries, everybody was fighting to come back just because the season was enjoyable and everybody wanted everybody to eat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say that and just being a family.
How would you describe the locker room aspects of it and that culture that maybe a lot of people didn't get to see?
Uh, it was definitely good culture in there, and like we took things seriously when we needed to, but it was a really funny locker room
Yeah,
and really playful. But we knew when we needed to lock in, we locked in.
absolutely.
I feel like that's how it should be. So that the locker room definitely brought us together too.
Absolutely. Who would you say is a teammate that deserves more recognition, and why do they deserve that recognition?
Uh, I feel like a lot of people deserve more,
Good answer, but
but if I had to pick one, I'd say JT Jacorian, and I feel like he does a lot of things our team like needs, like other people don't do, and not a lot of it comes up on the box score. Of course, he does stuff on the box score, but he does a lot of stuff, the little things,
right.
and he's a leader for us. And he's only a sophomore, so I think he's definitely on the uprise. But yeah, I think you should get some more recognition.
Absolutely, man. I think this team probably dealt with a lot of adversity. And what would you say are some lessons that maybe you took from dealing with the adversity that you did, and that can really turn around and can help you next season?
Um, I think the main lesson is it's not always like a loss. It's only a loss if you look at it as that, but you got to learn from it. So I feel like every loss is a lesson, and even not just a game, but like this season, you can learn so much just as our team, and you just gotta learn from it and come into next year with that same mentality.
Looking forward to next year and thinking about next year's team, what's the mindset for you heading into next year?
Uh, Really just kill because it's my last year of high school, so I can't get it back, and can't believe I'm about to be a senior, but I gotta take advantage of it and just I know I'm gonna be working hard this off season, so I feel like everybody's expecting me to be what I'm gonna be. So I just gotta just come out with that kill mentality.
Heck yeah, man. For you personally, have you set any goals for your that you want to achieve next year? And if so, what
Um,
are they?
Individually, I want to hit 1,000 points because I think I'm 300 off of that.
Okay.
So that's my main one individually. Um, and then I want to lead the team in scoring. I feel like that's always a goal for me, but like if I don't, then it's kind of like if we're winning, we're winning. If we're doing good, we're doing good. But like I said, I'm a scorer, so obviously I'm gonna put that as my list. But I'd probably say those are my two main goals individually.
Do you have maybe a goal that you have set for the team, and it can be record wise or just anything that you think as a team you want to achieve?
Um, I want to be above 500. I know that, and I always like to make goals that like somebody say are unachievable, just so like if we aim for that, we might just do something we've never done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, um, probably top 3 in the conference, and then I wanna have a home playoff game.
Yeah,
So that's a good goal, I feel like.
that's a great goal for sure.
So yeah.
Looking forward to even past next year, do you have aspirations of playing college ball, and what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I do. Probably at a JUCO or junior college, just because of the new eligibility rules and stuff like that.
Right.
But I feel like that's a good stepping stone.
Absolutely.
So I've been talking about that with my coaches, and they've said that's a good route to go. So yeah, probably that.
Well, kind of, and I'll kind of just touch on this for a second, because I enjoy talking about to players about recruiting. What does that recruiting process for you? What are you doing to push your name out there and to your name in the heads of other coaches from all around?
Um, well, I told you about my coach. He's got a lot of college.
Yes.
His whole family is basically college coaches. Um, so that definitely plays a factor. And then seen a lot of videos like they're not always gonna come to you, so you gotta like put your name out there by just emailing coaches, posting your film on Twitter or anything. Just get your name out there in any way.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure,
what I've been
man.
doing for sure.
Now, kind of just, and this doesn't even have to be this isn't really necessarily even basketball related, but for you personally, where would you say you see yourself in 5 years?
Hmm. I would like to say still playing basketball, but
Yeah.
if not, probably I'm going to college for real estate.
Okay.
So probably somewhere in those lines. But yeah, I wanna keep playing basketball for sure. But yeah, real estate if not.
Absolutely, man. And that's great, man. Well, this is the last question that I ask all of my guests. And it's a very simple one. And again, doesn't really necessarily have to do with basketball, but just for you and yourself. What would you say are three things in life that you're currently thankful for?
Number one, God, the man above.
Amen.
Um, Number two, my parents and my family just in general. I feel like they do a lot of things for me that go like I don't know, they've blessed me so much just with the things that I have. Sometimes I get caught just like shrugging it off and not really like taking care of it because it's like what parents should do.
Right.
But I'm definitely thankful for them, even if they don't know it. But I hope they do. And then number three, uh, probably my friends and my support system. Uh, they troll me a lot, but like they're always there to support me when I need it.
Yeah.
And even if I'm friends with a lot of soccer players, so it's not just basketball. So I feel like I have a really good support system.
Those are great answers. And this was absolutely phenomenal. And I cannot thank you enough for doing this. This was a fun one to do for sure. Just talking, kicking back and talking sports and hoops and everything like that in general. So thank you again for coming on and doing this.
Sure.
And thank you guys for watching this episode of The Locker Room. Another great episode with Grady. And I can't wait to look forward to you guys coming back to watching our next episode. But until then, we will see you guys next time. And there we have it.
Yes, sir.
That was great, man. I think honestly, I'm probably gonna leave that NFL stuff in there then too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be great. But
Yeah, not everybody knows that like I'm not just into basketball. Like
football, there's some football stuff in there.